Hi there and welcome to the Dawn Show. Dawn Stensland-Menti here. We are live and we are local. Green building, is the new trend in homes, office buildings, even sports complexes. And being green is not only energy efficient, but economically efficient as well. Recently, the Green Build Expo was in Philadelphia, just ended over the weekend, and CertainTeed was one of the many exhibitors. So here to talk about all this from CertainTeed is Lucas Hamilton, manager of building science application and a physicist, a friend to the show already. And we also want to welcome, new to the show is Stan Gatland, who's the manager of science technology. Welcome.
Thanks. Good to see you.
It's good to see you. I saw you guys at Green Build, the big convention, the night of Hillary, and we'll show you all that in just a minute. But talk to me first of all when we say what is the importance of this convention? More than 30,000 people from around the world coming to Philadelphia, checking us out. It was exciting. The mayor was there, dignitaries were there. I mean, this is a big deal for Philadelphia and all of us, right?
Yeah. It's a traveling show. It goes from different cities each year. So when it comes to your city, it's a chance to really highlight what's going on locally. So the local chapter of the USGBC gets involved to really pump up the knowledge and awareness of everything that's going on in the community.
Yeah, we took advantage of it being in our backyard. We're right in Valley Forge, so a lot of chances to see what we do in the area and how well we can educate the masses, because we do a lot of this on a day-to-day basis, and it's a good chance to get the people we know locally to see what we can do.
Well, and that's what's so interesting, that you hear some of the jargon. I mean, for example, you built, your company built this amazing house that's at the Navy Yard, and I know Penn students were involved and other companies. But in other words, when you call it fully sustainable, what does that mean? A fully sustainable structure.
You want to answer that, Stan?
Sure. So with sustainability, it's not just energy efficiency, it's also indoor environmental quality, which takes into account things like thermal comfort, visual comfort, which could be like daylighting versus glare and having glare in a space. Also acoustical comfort, which we don't always think about, and then indoor air quality. So you want to capture all of that along with the performance attributes. So the one thing that we ended up doing was we participated with Penn State down at the Navy Yard to work on their Grid Star. It's called the Grid Star Experience Center, but for most of the time that I've been involved, it was their net zero solar integrated home, and got to build the home with products that exist today and help with the design process, so that you're using things like passive solar design as well as active solars, things like PV, which people see on TV all the time, but there are products and systems that can be built right into the structure itself.
But you see, and we were just showing pictures of the Green Build and of the CertainTeed and Saint-Gobain, however you say it. I guess if you're in France, you say Saint-Gobain, and if you're in Philadelphia, you say Saint-Gobain. So there it is. But in other words, what I saw was a lot of excitement, and it's almost this sense of, have you swallowed the Kool-Aid yet? Because there are people there, and not just physicists and scientists like you guys, but regular folks who are walking around saying, "This is so awesome. This is good for the environment. This is going to save us money. This is a good thing."
Yeah, typically there's a lot of passion involved in the topic because it hits home and it's very personal for a lot of people. And when environmental issues get involved and people buy into them, it becomes a way of life. And this is the example of how we can take an aspect of our lives, which is the way we build our surroundings or how we deal with the materials that we use, and incorporate that into the bigger picture of living a life that has a less of an impact on the future and is more regenerating as it goes, as opposed to simply consuming.
Absolutely. We want to talk about some of the stars who were there in the past week. We saw Hillary Rodham Clinton, Secretary Clinton and former First Lady, and the crowd was a crowd of some 10,000 there at the Liacouras Center. And I mean, you could have heard a pin drop. She did a wonderful job, and the nice thing was, and we'll show the clip later, but she called out one company, your company, that's got to be a proud moment. We'll talk about that later. But for Hillary Clinton to be there and to be, and you could hear her saying green, and there's Bon Jovi too.
Good.
Now, I didn't stay for Bon Jovi because, I'm up so early like you guys.
Yeah.
I have little kids. So But it's exciting to have celebs there, national and international figures, right?
Yeah, they have different celebrities every year, and it's always they seem to get better every year. You wonder how they do it.
Yeah, I mean, it means there's a lot of people going to the conferences and conventions, and they want to make it entertaining as well. So it's not just the booths, it's not just the education, it's that community, it's that passion that people get as they go and get more involved with the sustainable movement.
It's a movement.
Yeah, I would say so.
It's definitely a train on the tracks.
Yeah.
Gonna start a revolution. We'll start singing. No, we'll leave that to Bon Jovi. A few pieces of jargon. LEED, L-E-E-D. What is LEED?
LEED is actually a package program. It's a trademarked program by the U.S. Green Building Council that rates buildings. It's about leadership, energy, and environmental design. So it's a system that allows you to quantify the performance of a building along specific aspects of things like energy efficiency or green use of raw materials or adaptive reuse of materials or indoor environmental qualities. So it allows you to sort of measure these different performance aspects of a building and how they relate to human beings and their interaction with it. So the idea is to create buildings that not only consume less raw materials, but also have a healthier end environment for the people that are intended to create and to protect.
And it's evolved over the last like 15 to 20 years. So they've taken sort of big steps at first and then baby steps along the way to improve the standard.
And so in Philadelphia, what would be some of the buildings that the Comcast?
Comcast is the first one
yeah.
everyone thinks of, but we've also done even the LEED is a program that can be applied to different types of buildings. So there's everything from big high-rises at the Comcast Center down to individual single-family homes, and we've done LEED for homes here in Philadelphia with the Youth Build organization, and actually have achieved the highest rating possible. So it can cover any kind of construction, and there's a variety of buildings spread throughout the city.
Yeah, which is exciting.
I mean, there's the high concentration down at the Navy Yard too. So,
which is where the home that CertainTeed built is, which people can visit. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll talk a little bit about the youth, how you're inspiring young people, and we'll tell you how you can save money and how this can really translate into your life and your home when the Dawn Show continues.